I recently noticed myself getting blatantly misidentified as a Taurus. So, a destiny swap effort on me by a Taurus. So, someone that could be my biggest attacker. I noticed it came into my energy around the time Jamie was streaming, who just so happens to be a Taurus. The reading came from a Scorpio priestess, so to me, that's further indication Lily's deeply involved in it as well. Whoever this Taurus getting exposed here is, they did all of this entirely at my expense, against my consent. It was in the context of a September forecast, but it showed up when most of September is already gone. And this is something I had to effectively go out of my way to even see at all. So, this Taurus energy has been trying to generally completely block my ability to predict, prepare for, or even really have a future, or even plans for it. And extremely viciously, maliciously, entirely non consensually trying to completely control my future, even if I somehow found a way to prevent them from completely destroying it. Somebody wants to take the blame. They feel a lot of regret. So they've been lying. I want and or am trying to take the blame for something, and that I feel a lot of regret about something, presumably that I did wrong to them, and hiding their lack of either towards me. You have some kind of new abundance coming in. So they've intentionally made it extremely vague what kind of benefit they're actually trying to gain by harming me, how they in reality fully know they are, likely trying to hide that they get any benefit at all, and pretending I've been doing that to them. You're achieving true independence when it comes to your career, your family perhaps, or a lover. So while they've been trying to hide, sabotaging, delaying, and blocking me from true independence in career, family, and romance, they've also hidden, knowingly trying to get it themselves entirely at my expense, entirely against my consent. Some of you may meet somebody new if you're online dating. Others, you've met this person online and it failed miserably. So they've been intentionally trying to cause confusion between me meeting them and me meeting someone new for the purpose of online dating. I'd imagine to themselves get to meet somebody new to online date somehow by lying I've ever been trying to use them to cause chaos. They're also clearly misrepresenting the reality of our connection quite egregiously, because to say it failed miserably to date someone implies they ever actually were dating you or wanted to, which has never been the case for me with any Taurus I've met online. So they've probably been lying badly that I ever dated them in order to somehow play victim when they're trying to look for someone to date, and portraying me as a horrible ex in order to make themselves look better. This was a past life relationship. It failed because they had secret intentions. So they've been trying to hide the reality of whatever connection they actually have with me, to hide some supposed failure and mask their secret intentions they've been projecting onto me. Be careful if this person starts acting too helpful or too nice in the month of September. So they've been trying to trap me, so I need to help them and or be nice to them while making it look like it means I'm problematic if I do, as if it's some kind of admission of guilt from me or something like that, while they're hiding that would actually be the case for them if they suddenly decided to change how they've been treating me to something more seemingly favorable. If this is an ex from the past, know that there's about to be soul memories. So they've also strategically, intentionally been hiding whether or not we ever even actually had a real romantic connection, and somehow using that to force extremely exploitative spiritual ties with them onto me. As they hide memories they try to trap me with from me and others. You've had many past lives with this person. So they've been trying to hide that they've tried to spiritually assassinate me many, many times with this extremely screwed up, exploitative, egregious spiritual violation of me they've been doing by forcing their energy to persist in my life somehow and continue to harm me accordingly, even when it really shouldn't otherwise. And acting like I force it on them, like I've been doing to them what they've in reality been doing to me. There's soul memories happening right now for the both of you. So they actively try hiding even the very moments they try to solidify trapping me spiritually with into dealing with their energy siphoning, destiny swapping, murderous psycho narcissist energy they make look like mine. Jamie took down a bunch of her YouTube videos very shortly after my last release on my podcast, where I exposed her and Kimmy blatantly trying to emotionally destabilize me into self destruction so they could start a podcast together. And the vast majority of the VODs of all these years of Jamie streaming are basically lost to time at this point. So I'll never be able to know really what she might have been doing to misrepresent us as secretly having some kind of romantic and or otherwise connection we in reality never had at all. And from how she behaved after I started my podcast, she probably was doing a lot of such things. Some of you have been in a long distance relationship with a lot of texting and talking, or you're going to meet somebody that lives at a distance in the month of September and it'll turn out to be quite beautiful. So they've been trying to cause confusion between what I'd consider a healthy long distance relationship and me meeting someone new at a distance who I'd supposedly want a beautiful relationship with. Within their controlling, cursed time constraints, they try to make me look like the problem by pretending I'm messing around during. There was something really odd about how, as I was exposing Kimmy and Jamie with my podcast, Jamie once mentioned receiving texts from a number she was acting like she'd only more recently learned was actually Kimmy and not someone else. It was like she'd been receiving texts from that number for quite some time or something. I really don't know. Brand new job opportunities coming in. So this Taurus really tries to cause confusion if it has to do with career, family, or romance, but really, they've exploited me by far the most, if not exclusively, for professional and financial gain, and hide it by projecting that onto me. The person that wants to take the blame, they feel ashamed, they feel guilty. So they've really made me seem guilty of something by lying. Whatever I do tries to take blame for some wrong they, in reality, did to me, hiding the shame and guilt they should feel by projecting. They've been distant because of what they've done. They have a tower moment coming. So they hide the distance they've actually been at with me, make me look like the problem, and try to use projecting and lying about that distance and who's really the problem in order to bring negativity and harm into my life. You're not even looking. So they've been stalking me, but pretending like they're not even paying any attention to me at all, and probably hide it by acting like I've been secretly stalking them all this time and only pretend not to see what they do, while I actually haven't been looking and really didn't care. This really sounds like Jamie's been a massive creep to me all these years, the more I think about it. This is a really auspicious month for you. So this Taurus really tries to hide if their extremely malicious efforts towards me are successful, as well as that they anticipate success in general in their lives because of how they've been harming me, especially in relation to some kind of cycle or timeline they've tried to establish for themselves on how they harm my life on repeat with the same kind of behaviors. Please do not keep your eyes closed. Keep your eyes open. So they really try to hide which of us is watching what, or who should be watching what, and also what the other does actually means or should mean to the other, and how that should be seen by others outside the connection. They've really been trying to play victim by pretending I've been harming them for a long time while they weren't watching and supposedly didn't even really know it was happening, when in reality it's completely the other way around, and I'm actually the victim because of how intentionally devious and insidious what they've been doing to me really is. Because this person has some kind of hidden agenda, they may come back in under the guidelines of wanting to be your friend, but really they just want to stay in your love and light. So they hide their ulterior motives by acting like I'm gonna reach out and try to be their friend, combined with all the other exceedingly unhinged behavior that's seriously, absolutely diabolical. A real demon in the worst possible manner. And I remember clearly and documented how Jamie tried to act like she was my friend or something after I started exposing her on my podcast. This could be a water sign, Scorpio, or Aries. So they really confuse Scorpios as not water signs in a really vague manner. Perhaps destiny swapping with a Scorpio or multiple to enable destiny swapping with me. They probably also destiny swap with an Aries for the same reason. The malicious Jamie, Lily Aria trio I talked about on my podcast is really starting to get exposed and fall apart, I guess.